Hello, beautiful creatures. My name is Clay, and this is Self Healing Tarot. I'll be sharing messages with spirit that bring us all deeper within ourselves. So, the messages I've already received for today are about us having a deep connection to ourselves. The most important connection that we should have is the connection to ourselves. The deeper that we get into these connections within ourselves, this is what brings in true happiness. The more that we know ourselves, the more that we grow within ourselves, the more that we love ourselves, this energy brings in the ultimate happiness. When we know ourselves and love ourselves on a deeper level, can't no one or anything mess up that flow that we have within ourselves, which is projected into our day to day, our 3D reality. So, with that being said, we're going to go a little bit deeper into what else we need to know about these messages. Spirit, what else do we need to know about this connection to ourselves? Oh, the card that comes out is the power of now. And it reads, there is immense power in living in the present moment. So when so this energy being connected to the connection to ourselves, we have to live in the present moment. And being in the present moment is seeing and feeling and understanding like our triggers. Um Also to basically connecting to what we're thinking about at that present moment. Um Asking ourselves, why are we thinking that way, especially if it's negative thoughts or any emotions that are arising. By connecting to ourselves, we are living in the present moment. So the more that we connect with ourselves, the more that we're living in the present moment. And as this card says, the power is now right here in the present moment. This is the most potent power, is right here and right now. Not about the past, not about the future, but right here and right now. What else do we need to know about this power of now, spirit, and the connection to ourselves? What else do we need to know, spirit? All right. So we have the Queen of Cups, and it is in reverse. And it reads sacrifice. Boundaries are essential. Compassion doesn't mean self sacrifice. So, with this energy connected to being in the present moment, the more that we're in the present moment, the more that we will see and recognize when we're self sacrificing. And we can go ahead and change that right then and there, present moment. When we see that people are pushing certain boundaries, by being in the present moment, we'll be able to see these situations and see what it is that other energies and other souls are projecting and doing upon us. But we have to be in full connection in ourselves and also to in the present moment. What else, Spirit? And then we have the strength card in reverse, and it reads weakness. Your inner strength remains intact. It's our faith in it that's faltering. So when we're not in the present moment, this is where our faith starts to falter. We have to stay in the present moment. We have to have these deep connections to ourselves. when we're not living in the present moment, and when we don't have certain levels of connection to ourselves, to our energies, to what it is that we're thinking, our mental spaces, our emotional spaces, this is where our faith can falter because we're worried about other people, we're worried about other situations and things, and not being here with ourselves and being here in the present moment. So we have to understand that this is where we miss where we've set certain boundaries and people are crossing it. This is where we start self-sacrificing. This is where our strength is not really being our strength. We're allowing our faith to alter during these moments because we're not in the present moment, because we're not connecting with ourselves. We have to have that deep connection with ourselves. And then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We become impatient when when we're not living in the present moment, when we're not surrendering to the process, when we don't have these connections to ourselves. It's so important to have a deep connection with yourself. I mean, when you don't know yourself, anything and anyone can come in and disrupt what it is that we're working towards. If we're trying to be better, we're trying to grow emotionally, mentally, financially, wherever it is that we're trying to grow in, if we don't know who we are deep down inside, I mean, anybody can come in and tell us who we are. We gotta have this connection with ourselves and also to being in the present moment. But these two energies coincide with each other. The more that we're connected with ourselves, the more that we are going to be in the present moment. And so, with this Nine of Swords in reverse, it says you may be rushing to action without thinking things through, pause, and reassess. So, we bring in this impatient energy when we're not in the present moment, when we're not connected with ourselves. We rush into plans, we rush into um, decisions, we just rush into things. We become impatient. And these three energies are energies that we don't need to be in. But again, by connecting with ourselves and being in the present moment, we're able to see when these energies start to creep in, and we can go ahead and stop it right then and there. What else, Spirit? All right. Then we have the High Priestess upright. And so, again, being in the present moment, connecting to ourselves, now we're bringing in our intuition. Now we're bringing in things that are hidden. We're able to see these things within our conscience, within our subconscious as well. It says, trust your inner voice and gut feelings. The answers you seek can be found within. So basically, going back to what I'm saying, having that connection with ourselves, we then open that door for our intuition. We start to feel certain things and we go with our gut feelings. We start to just know things and know which way to go. But now we trust ourselves because now we're connecting with ourselves. Now we're being in the present moment. So it's a great thing to embody this high priestess energy. And also, there's keywords higher power, mystery, and sixth sense. So then we start to, like I said, feel what we need to feel. Oh, this doesn't feel right. I need to go this way. A thought might pop up of um, keep going or to stop. And when we start trusting ourselves, other doors start to open up. The things that we truly want out of life, the experiences, things that we're manifesting, the things that we want to come in, or The things and the people that we want to connect with come into play, and we don't have to question it because we already know. But again, we have to connect with ourselves, and we have to be in the present moment. What else? So then we have the Page of Swords, which is upright, and it reads curiosity. It says this is a time of intellectual growth, leaning to the urge to explore, learn, and articulate. So when we come into this High Priestess energy, now we know which way to go. We're connected to ourselves on a deeper level. We're living in the present moment. When we feel a certain way, we go with that feeling. When we know something, we go with that. And so now we're able to explore on deeper levels within our mental spaces. Now we're able to lean in and lean into our mental spaces and grow within our mental spaces. This energy is holding a sword. The swords represent, like I said, the mental spaces and also, too, the truth. Being able to explore the truth within ourselves, being able to explore the truth and what other people are saying and projecting onto us. And we can move and cut right through all the BS within others because we know. And when we know, we grow deeper mentally. It starts with the mental. Our thoughts are powerful. So everything starts with the mental space and then it breaks down our heart spaces, gut feelings, emotional feelings. And then we come into a place, and then this is the Two of Cups into partnership. These partnerships, again, starting off, and most importantly, partnership within ourselves. And then it's projected to connection and partnerships with others. So it says mutual respect and shared values from the foundation of a harmonious union. So having this solid and loving connection and union to ourselves, then again, is projected to the connections that we have with our loved ones, with our friends, with our coworkers. It's a continuous flow, and then we start bringing in better connections, solid emotional connections. So it's so crazy how we have these three reversal energies: sacrifice, weakness, and impatience. And when we start connecting with ourselves and being in the present moment, our intuition starts coming online. Our curiosity within our mental spaces, within holding the truth and speaking the truth comes into play. And mind you, the Knight of Swords right here is the Page of Swords. I'm sorry, the Page of Swords is someone who's learning and growing within what it is that we hold in our mental spaces, the truth within our mental spaces. And then we come into the Two of Cups energy. So again, like I said, we go from the mind to the heart. The swords represent our mental, and the cups represent our emotional spaces. What else, Spirit? So then the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So Eight of Pentacles in reverse is an energy of unmotivated. It says if the work feels meaningless, it may be time to reassess your goals or environment. So again, we have to have a connection, an emotional connection to what it is that we're working towards, or it won't work for us. We have to have some type of passion connected to what it is that we're trying to create and manifest, or it won't work. So it's something that we're committed to, either our day-to-day jobs, to maybe a a hobby or something that we are very talented in, but it doesn't connect here. So we gotta see those connections and remove those connections because nothing good is gonna come from it. You might, make some extra money with that, but I mean, at the end of the day, imagine how lucrative a connection to a passion hobby, a passion project will be. You'll love doing it. You'll love going to work every day. Different ideas will come into play. So then the Knight of Swords comes out and says anxiety, fear, shame, or regret may be spiraling, but not everything you're imagining is real. So with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, this unmotivated energy connected to something that we're committed to that we're not connected to emotionally or passionately, brings in this anxiety energy. We overthink things. We think things that are really truly not there. But once we release these two energies, we're able to see what it is that we're passionate about and connect and commit to that energy. What else here? The judgment comes out. Then we awaken to what's truly meant for us. It says it's time to take responsibility for past actions and recognize how they shape your present. So, just looking at the spread, going back to the past actions, we have the sacrifice, this weakness, this impatient energy because we're not living in the present moment. We're not connecting to ourselves. When we start connecting to ourselves, we can awaken to the truth. We see where we can go with not having this connection to ourselves and not living in the present moment. And we also too see where it can lead us when we are connected to the present moment. Curiosity, loving partnerships. But we have to release what we're not passionate about. We have to release what it is that we're committed to. That's not really something that we need to be committed to because it brings in anxiety, mental mental stress. And so when we awaken to these energies, then we can bring in what it is that we want to bring in. But also too, with the Ten of Swords coming in, and it says defeated, it says a painful ending to a relationship or situation feels devastating, but there is hope for renewal. So when we don't make the moves that we need to make to connect to ourselves and live in the present moment, and we bring in these reversal energies and knowing that we're not committing to the things that we should be committing to, and we have this mental anxiety and, like I said, all these impatient energies and weaknesses and self-sacrificing, at some point we're going to come to this 10 of swords energy, which is a painful energy, but this needs to happen for us to transform. So having this mental transformation and being awakened to, again, what it is that we need to do, then we come into a place of the Nine of Pentacles. We come into a place of luxury. This is you've built a life of comfort, beauty, and security. Save your commitments or your achievements. And then this is paired with the Page of Pentacles, learning. This says a new job, project, investment, or area of study is beginning to unfold. Exactly what I said. When we release what it is that we're committed to, that is not a passion that we really don't want to be committed to, and it brings, mental anxiety. We awaken to knowing that this has to change. And this is where that defeat and Ten of Swords comes into play. I mean, it has to be broken down. The situation has to be stripped away. If we don't make that move, the universe, the spirit, the divine, the most high, whatever it is that you believe in, God, something's gonna come in and break it down. We gotta go through this transformation anyway. But when we do transform, when we do go through this energy, regardless of we if we make that move or if the universe, whatever it is that we connect to, brings in situations that forces us to make this move, we come into a place of the Nine of Pentacles, being comfortable in what it is that we're growing and manifesting. The Pentacles represent the earth energy, represent the material, represent the 3D. So then we become comfortable in what it is that we're growing within our lives. And then we're able to invest and learn and grow with the Page of Pentacles within what it is that we have within the Nine of Pentacles. So I'm going to leave this message here. I thank you all for being here with me today. I love you all and bye.